Here's something that might help some of you who are buying older homes and remodeling them. And that's the fact that some of these older staircases can have extreme wear on the steps. And with that wear, you can end up with some variations between the steps that could create building code problems. And of course, these building code problems might need to be fixed, and in my opinion, should be fixed to prevent the possibility of an accident. So let's go ahead and take our trusty framing square, set it into place. We're going to make a mark on it at the top of each step. And if the stairs were built correctly, then each one of the steps should be the same depth and height. However, you are allowed to have a maximum of 3/8 of an inch variation in the individual riser height and the tread depth. So here we don't have a problem. Everything's looking good because this section of the stairway doesn't have any wear and tear on it. However, that's not the case down here, where we're missing the front nosing, or we have a large section of the step that has split off, or we're dealing with steps that are missing sections that are usually going to be located in the center of the stairway, because these are the sections that are going to take the most abuse from people walking up and down the stairway. And over time, those sections can wear depending upon how many people are using the stairway and for how long. And of course, if we break out our trusty framing square and shove it up tight against the face of the stair tread, which is what the building code is going to require you to do, you can see here where we have a variation. And if this is more than 3/8 of an inch, you could have a problem. However, what if the rest of the stairway has the same wear on each tread? It's all the same. And we shove our framing square up against the upper step, and there is no inconsistency, or the entire stairway doesn't have a maximum variation of over 3/8 of an inch in the steps. Well, then I'm going to leave that up to your local building inspector and not speculate on it. However, I will speculate on the fact that they're probably not going to be worn the same. Bringing us back to the original reason why I made the video, and that's to make homeowners, not really contractors, they should know better, aware of a problem you could run into if you live in a 2-story house and you get permits to make remodeling changes to your property. And hopefully that makes sense. Next up, let's take a look at another problem that you might run into one day, and it's going to have something to do with different materials used to finish different parts of the stairs or the floor. So for example, you might have a thicker carpet or a thinner piece of lumber that could create a problem for your riser variation building codes. And since most stair builders don't take into consideration the finished building material thickness for the lower floor, upper floor, landing, or stair steps, then you might end up explaining this one, or should I say trying to explain this one, to your local building inspector. So if the entire stairway has the same riser height at the bottom and on every single step, at the landing, at the bottom of the landing, at the top of the landing, and at the top of the floor, and you're going to use the same thickness for the finish of the entire stairway, then you're not going to have a problem. You started with 7.5 inches and now you have 7.5 inches. And I can't think of any case where it would matter what the thickness of that material was. So for example, if it was a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, or 1 inch, you're still going to end up with every single step being the same height. However, this won't be the case if I don't add any materials to the bottom level floor, or I'm going to add a very thin material, creating a 3/8 of an inch riser variation difference, which is usually acceptable by most building departments. And of course, this right here works at the bottom or the top. It's not going to work at the landing, where we just went from a 7 7/8 to a 7 1/8 inch riser height, creating a 3/4 inch difference in the riser variations. This is the problem that most designers and builders have a problem wrapping their mind around. However, that will not be happening to you because I just showed you what this particular problem would create. And if for whatever reason you're having a difficult time wrapping your mind around that one, let's go ahead and take a look at this one where we're going to add a thicker material to the top of the landing and end up creating the same problem, except now we've took the 7 1/8 inch step from this side of the stairway and shifted it over to this one. The 7 7/8 got shifted over to this one, and providing you with a good example of what's going to happen if you add thicker materials or thinner materials to a stair landing without making the necessary compensations in the framing while you're building the stairs. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, let us know by hitting the thumbs up button or letting us know in the comment area.